From Conor's insane lifestyle to a lawsuit that could end it all for Dana White, Dana has finally revealed how much money he pays Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is the richest UFC fighter out there. Just look at his freaking lifestyle. Conor McGregor, the former UFC lightweight double champion, is known for his extravagant lifestyle showcased on social media. McGregor's collection of luxury cars, yachts, and watches is definitely impressive. Despite the rumors that he would become a billionaire by age 35, McGregor seems pretty content with his current status. His car collection includes 2 Lamborghinis and 4 Rolls Royces, bringing their value to over $3 million. Among his many prized possessions, his favorite is probably his custom Rolls-Royce Ghost, gifted to him by Rolls-Royce, and a white convertible Rolls-Royce Dawn. The Notorious also owns a variety of high-end watches, including rare pieces from Jacob & Co. and Patek Philippe, which are valued in millions. And, as if that wasn't enough, in 2019, McGregor purchased a prestige 750 yacht and later acquired a $3 million Lamborghini Technomar 63 motor yacht. McGregor's extravagant purchases are proof of his taste for luxury and adventure. But the question is, how did he get so darn rich? Well, for starters, he's had one heck of a career in the UFC. At just 12 years old, he started boxing to defend himself and boost his confidence. But that was about it. However, after moving to Lucan, he soon met future UFC fighter Tom Egan, which sparked his interest in mixed martial arts. McGregor then entered the amateur MMA scene in 2007, winning his debut via first-round TKO. He quickly built a 12-2 record, showcasing raw talent and knockout power. Soon after that, in 2011, McGregor signed with the Cage Warriors, a prominent European MMA organization. He won both the featherweight and lightweight titles there and established himself as a rising star. Then, in 2013, McGregor signed with the UFC, the pinnacle of MMA. He announced his arrival with a stunning first-round knockout victory, earning Knockout of the Night honors and captivating fans with his flamboyant personality and bold predictions. McGregor's pre-fight interviews and trash talk, often directed at his opponents, became as renowned as his fighting skills. He used his confident, sometimes confrontational persona to generate immense hype and attention. In 2015, McGregor challenged the seemingly invincible Jose Aldo for the featherweight championship. History. Later that year, he moved up a weight class and challenged Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight championship to prove himself again. The Notorious secured another victory, becoming the first UFC fighter ever to hold 2 titles in 2 weight classes simultaneously. But in 2017, there was a slight change in the fighter's career trajectory. McGregor tried his luck in professional boxing, taking on the undefeated boxing legend Floyd Mayweather Jr. in a highly anticipated yet ultimately unsuccessful fight. Following the Mayweather fight, McGregor's career and personal life wasn't exactly a walk in the park. He announced a hiatus from MMA, but faced legal issues and missed scheduled fights due to injuries and controversies. Since 2020, McGregor has returned to the octagon sporadically. He's secured victories against Donald Cerrone and Dustin Poirier, but also suffered losses to Poirier in 2 consecutive bouts, the latter due to a leg injury. Conor McGregor remains a significant figure in MMA history. He's admired for his exceptional fighting skills, captivating persona, and entrepreneurial endeavors. However, his later career controversies and legal troubles have generated conflicting opinions about his legacy. So, is his career the reason why he's so rich? Well, kinda. However, he's also been paid more than other fighters. But in order to understand that, let's take a second to talk about the lawsuit that the UFC is dealing with. The lawsuit, which has gained class action status, alleges that UFC's parent company, Zuffa LLC, unlawfully monopolized the MMA industry, resulting in fighters receiving lower pay than they would in a competitive market. Over 1,200 fighters who competed in the UFC between 2010 and 2017 are seeking damages ranging from $800 million to $1.6 billion. The UFC's dominance in the MMA industry, particularly following the collapse of Pride FC in 2006, led to a decline in fighter pay. With limited options outside of the UFC, fighters often had to accept less favorable terms or risk being left without opportunities to compete professionally. This situation was exacerbated by long-term contracts with restrictive clauses that prevented fighters from exploring other opportunities. Despite reduced fighter pay, the UFC has continued to generate record revenues, sparking criticism and legal action from former fighters. The lawsuit, initiated in 2014, is now approaching trial, potentially leading to significant changes in how the UFC operates and compensates its fighters. In addition to legal battle, the UFC faces competition from organizations like the Professional Fighters League, which recently received a $100 million investment from Saudi Arabia. What's the problem? A lot of people have been thinking that Conor, being the UFC's golden child, has been getting paid a lot more than everyone else, and he's stuck in a sticky situation. You see, he is included in the class action. As a fighter who competed during the specific period, McGregor is part of the group seeking compensation through the lawsuit. The lawsuit process resulted in the unsealing of documents revealing fighter payouts, including McGregor's. This information exposed a discrepancy between the perceived high earnings of top UFC stars like McGregor and the actual figures, which were significantly lower in some cases. While McGregor's disclosed payouts were substantial, they fell short of inflated public estimates. The lawsuit specifically targets the structure of UFC contracts and fighter pay, not individual fighters like McGregor. Now, let's talk about Conor's compensation. Against Chad Mendes, McGregor earned $3,285,000, which includes a $2.11 million discretionary bonus. Facing Jose Aldo, McGregor's earnings were either $4,476,662 or $4,536,932, while Aldo received $2,377,699. In his first fight against Nate Diaz, McGregor earned $5,576,315, while Diaz received $2,838,158. The pay-per-view event generated $61 million. For his second fight against Nate Diaz, McGregor earned $5,615,490, with Diaz receiving $4,315,490. Against Eddie Alvarez, McGregor earned $6,812,374. This pay-per-view event for this fight generated $66 million for the UFC. Yeah, that's a whole lot of money. No wonder the guy was able to amass over $200 million in wealth. However, as we said before, the issue wasn't really how much Conor's been making. The issue is the way the UFC's pay structure works. The UFC's pay structure for fighters is a multi-layered system with several variables influencing their earnings. Fighters are generally categorized into tiers based on their experience, win-loss record, popularity, and drawing power. Each tier comes with a standard base pay per fight. There's the low tier. New fighters typically start in this tier, earning around $10,000 to $30,000 per fight. Then, there's the mid-tier. More established fighters with some success can move on to this tier, with base pay ranging from $80,000 to $250,000 per fight. And then, here's the high tier. This tier includes champions, superstars, and highly marketable fighters earning the highest base pay, which can range from $500,000 to $3 million per fight, or even more in exceptional cases. Each fight card awards two bonuses of $50,000 each to fighters who deliver impressive performances or entertaining fights, regardless of the winner. Winning a fight typically comes with an additional bonus equal to the fighter's base pay. Let's talk about the pay-per-view share now. Not all fighters have a share of pay-per-view revenue. This privilege is usually reserved for champions and top-tier fighters in marquee bouts. The specific percentage share of PPV revenue a fighter receives is negotiated within their individual contract and is often confidential. While lucrative for high-profile fighters with PPV drawing power, this can significantly widen the pay gap between top and lower-tier fighters. Now, this all seems good, so what's the problem? Well, critics argue that the system disproportionately favors a small number of top fighters, leaving many others with limited earning potential. The base pay and the bonuses seem to be fine, but it's the share of the PPV that's been generating a lot of problems for the league. They advocate for a more transparent and equitable pay structure that distributes a larger share of the UFC's revenue to the fighters. But what do you think? Do you think Conor was paid a lot more than he's worth? Let us know in the comments down below and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this.